Hey guys, so we are going to go ahead and start with some really simple basic things when it comes to learning how to shade or make a pencil fade from dark to light. I noticed walking around the other day that a lot of students were really struggling with shading and blending, and the main problem seemed to be just the position of the pencil. So I saw a lot of kids doing this, and you hold it really hard and you're just getting the tip of the lead. And they couldn't figure out why it wasn't coming out nice and smooth like the demonstrations I'd shown. So let's start with that. Okay, number one, we do not hold the pencil like this when we're coloring. This is when you're writing. This is not appropriate for shading because you don't want to just get the tip of the lead. You want to get the whole side. And in order to do that, what you want to do is you want to lighten your pressure up, and you need to hold it at an angle. So you see how the pencil is kind of flush and in the same position, laid out the same way as the paper? That's what we're going for. That is going to help us get the whole side of the lead, which gives a smoother look, okay? So watch the difference between these right here and when I just put some distance between myself and the tip, and then I just try to get the whole side. Now you can put pressure on there, but do you notice how even if I'm applying a lot of pressure, it's coming out really soft and smooth? And as I lighten the pressure in my hand, it gets lighter and lighter and lighter and lighter. Okay? That's what we're going for, making it fade. The other thing is, even if you're holding it in the correct position, I see kids doing this. And they've got their hands lifted off the table. That, again, we really want to try and keep the movement as smooth as possible. And so the way to achieve this is to actually rest your side of your hand on the table and just try to focus the movements with your fingers going back and forth. So we're not really moving the hand at all. It's actually a very comfortable position, and so it's funny when I see kids really struggling and trying and pressing hard, and then actually the easier way makes it come out more visually appealing. Okay? So that's just some basics right there. This is just if you're trying to take one color or your pencil, trying to shade it, and then lighten it up to make it go through those middle values up into those highlights, okay? So I really suggest you start with a number 2 pencil. Don't worry about blending. Just go in and start doing this. Really practice getting your hand in the right position. Try to make the strokes larger and larger, and see how much control you have over it. Lighten it up, lighten it up, lighten it up until it fades into that white paper. Once you have that done and it looks good and you've been able to make it look pretty decent like this about 5-6 times, you're good to start actually using that pencil on your portfolio, on any other project you're working on. Okay? All right, so next thing, if we are going to work with color, let's get a new sheet of paper, shall we? That looks a little messy. All right, well, let's go with it. So in this situation, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to ask you to do that same technique I was just showing you, but instead of just having the color kind of do this, where it just goes lighter and lighter and lighter and lighter and lighter and stopping, I'm going to ask you to actually take that second color, your shadow color, whatever one it is that you choose. In this situation, I'm going to do violet blue, and go back over and do the exact same thing you just did. Okay? Make it go light. If you went light over here in your first layer, do light again. We don't want like a mismatch there. That's when it starts to look a little strange. And then you take that main color that you used originally with the first layer and you go back. Remember, we always want to take that third step. Just take it a little bit further in. I promise you will really love the look that you can get if you just layer those colors together, really press them, and get them to blend. Okay? The other thing that you can consider doing, if you don't want it to just be in a shaded area, but you would like to actually blend 2 colors together sort of in the center area, is doing something like this, okay? So I could take a color, and I could make it go lighter and lighter and lighter. And then if I'm trying to do it from the other angle, I could just rotate. This is for when you really want that middle part to be the blended area, okay? And then you can take your pink and kind of go back and just play with it until you feel like it's a nice, smooth consistency so that it looks the way you want it to look, Okay? So these are just two very simple demonstrations on how to get that smooth transition from dark to light or from color to color. And I hope it helps, okay? I hope you use this. Bye, guys.